Art Helin with Art Helin Outdoors and Own the Season TV. Here today with Brandon and Cade from Scrape Stick. We're here to look at this product that they have. Is really neat. Met these guys at ATA this last year, and I've always done my scrapes the traditional way. We're here today and it's hot. It's kind of miserable today, so I'll probably sit here on camera and sweat and hopefully not cuss because it's so hot. But it's first part of July. From now until the end of July is when I really want to start all my mock scrapes. What we're going to go through today is where to place them, how to place them, and how to get those started to build these community scrapes and scrapes that these bucks will continue to come to year after year. The thing is, because I always did them as a traditional type of scrape, I started and I always had, here you can see the rope. The rope has been spliced together time and time again. Because as this tree grows, what happens is this branch keeps getting higher. Puts more stress on this. Once those deer come in, they start rubbing, scraping, it breaks that off. The other thing is you get squirrels, around here, a lot of groundhogs. They start chewing on that. The next thing you know, it's prime time, and this thing is 10 feet off the ground. And they aren't using it anymore because there's nothing there. So these guys devised a product called the Scrape Stick. Why don't you guys kind of fill us in a little bit about this and how it works and where it works, and then we're going to actually put it to use here in the field today, show how we set it up, and then start monitoring these things. So take it away, guys.
Thanks, Art. Kate, I guess I'll take it. So this here's our Scrape Stick, and we'll be talking a little bit more about this as we go through the installation process today with Art. And one of the things we've done for many years is try to hunt over scrapes or make mock scrapes in areas that it was convenient for us. So whether it's in our shooting lanes, taking them off the field edges to pull the mature bucks more out in the open for us. It's all about taking inventory. It's about getting the right shots from the stand. So what we've done is we spent the better part of probably 3 years designing this product. What we wanted to do is make sure we took the right steps in designing a quality product that any hunter, whether you're new into hunting or you've been doing it for many years like Art, we're trying to bring convenience to hunters who are trying to make mock scrapes and position deer. So with our product, it's really neat about it is it's got 3 ways to install it. One of the most popular features is our T-post feature. So on the bottom of it, you'll see it slides right over top of any T-post. We went through probably 20 iterations of designing this feature simply because some of you have got 3rd generation T-posts laying around your farms. Mushroom top T-posts are not a problem. We've designed this to fit over it, and then we go ahead and secure it here with our lock knob. So once you have it on the T-post, and I'll show it this way here so you can see it on camera better. Once it's set on there, what you're going to have to do is cut down a branch, and Art will talk a little bit about branches and what's best for your area. But you're going to insert your branch. When you insert your branch, you'll see there's a metal jaw tooth here. That metal jaw tooth is designed to hang on to that branch. As we all know, as it gets in the rut and the bucks, start to get a little bit more testosterone building up, they're going to get really rough with these branches. The key for us when we designed it the way we did is so that branch hangs on so it can't be ripped out easily. So the metal jaw tooth will bite down on it. It's spring loaded, so it's an easy release and easy to tighten down. So when it does break, we'll get a new branch and we can replace it and put a new one in. The last 2 features I just want to hit on real quick, and we'll get into some more details here with setup, is how it also can be installed. Like a trail camera, you'll see the back of it's much designed like a trail camera. So if you've got a cedar post, if you have an existing tree in a location where you want to install it, it's going to go ahead and cinch down to that using our strap design. So the strap comes with the product. It's a cam buckle strap. You'll be able to strap it around, cinch it tight, and position it to go ahead and insert your branch. The last feature, some guys actually do like using for the most secure way of setting this up is using the 4 pilot holes. So as Cade's shown it a little bit, but there's 4 pilot holes here on the bottom and the top, and it ships with the screws to you. So you can easily screw it into a tree, a cedar post again. More of a permanent setup in my opinion, makes it more secure. So if anything does get jerked around a little bit, the scrape stick's not coming off. So that's the 3 ways to install it. And the last part that's most important in our opinion here, and I think we'll talk more about this, is the branch height. For us in the Midwest, Kate and I, we're from Iowa. Getting that branch height to about 4 feet off the ground is ideal for our deer. Obviously, as you get down to the south, deer might be a little bit smaller. You need to adjust it to the, accordingly to your deer height. But it's really easy. It's got a knob here that you loosen it with. You can see here, and you adjust the branch height. So once it's secure, you're going to insert your branch, you'll adjust that branch height, lock it down, and you're ready to go. So this is the scrape stick, very versatile, 3 ways to install it, adjustable arm. I know we're going to talk a little bit about strategy.
Real key is we talked about the 3 ways to position it or mount the product, but literally create a product that allows you to recreate a mock scrape virtually anywhere. Middle of your food plots, field edges, out into CRP field, somewhere where there's not trees, you can now recreate that mock scrape virtually anywhere and place a camera over it and start to pattern deer on your property.
So, I mean, and it's a great product, guys, and after doing this for years and years and years
Yeah.
and getting frustrated, when I saw it, you know, it really intrigued me with that because I'm big on mock scrapes. Mock scrapes, if you do them right, become community scrapes. The thing that a lot of people don't understand, even a lot of very versed and well, you know, educated hunters don't understand that once deer starting hitting a community scrape, that's a year round.
Yep.
I hear guys all the time when I'm out doing seminars on land management techniques and setting up property, we'll find stuff in February where the scrapes are fresh open and they're like, well, that's really stupid. You know, they don't have any antlers. It doesn't matter.
Right,
they're always marking that territory. And why I truly like starting these now, this first part of July through mid-July, is what's happened is as their antlers are starting to grow, they're starting to build testosterone also. They're starting to mark territory. What happens is these older, more mature bucks will come in and find these scrapes and start marking it as their territory early like this, pushing those younger deer out and to different areas. They don't make that their home range anymore. This now becomes that mature deer's home range. He's already got it scented, it's his. So you start early. A lot of people start way too late, but they need to do it before they start breaking out of those bachelor groups, because while they're in their bachelor groups, they're trying to find out who is the most dominant in that group. And that's why mock scrapes are so important to start early like this.
And you said a key word of community scrape. So we always use the analogy, it's like a fire hydrant for dogs. Animals, they are in nature, they communicate non-verbally, and deer do the same thing. They've got preorbital glands, they come back and they re-scent check, and they're looking for when the does are going to start coming into heat.
Exactly. And so the next key to this that we're going to get into and start right now is, where do we put them? How do we start? This whole system was because that's all I have around this food plot. I have no other low-lying branches. Everything else is mature. This is the only option I had. The problem is, as things have developed, we've changed things. This food plot that I just planted behind us is going to be sorghum, sunflower, sun hemp, different. That will get tall. That'll block that shot from the blind back here. Also, what happens because we change this at a different food source, so there's a water hole here. These deer come from a bedding area, which is down in the bottom down here that's been cut, or on the other side. If they run this ridge, they'll come in and get a drink. They want to get back high again as soon as they can. They used to cut through here, but as this grows tall, it's not going to be as feasible. So now they want to cut the corner of this, and that is why we've set this up the way we have with the clover alfalfa and running that whole strip. It brings those deer down that strip. So we want to actually move this. So just a few minutes ago, before we started this, Kate and I put a T-post in and set it with the tractor. So we're going to move up to there, and we're going to show how to set this up. We're going to go over finding the right branch, and then create an entire mock scrape from start to finish on that spot. Then we're going to move to show how we can set this and use this on different ways throughout that aren't on a T-post. So let's move up there, get this started, get the deer from here to there, because the winds in this particular place, north is this way, west. Most of our winds are northwest wind. As that blows this way, it'll blow from there to the stand, making that stand that much more productive. These are also not used only for community, but they're used to put an animal
Exactly.
in a spot that you have, that you can make a clean, ethical shot and a kill shot on that animal. And that's what it's used for, is to put them in that position to kill them. Let's not kid ourselves, guys. We're not out here to look at them.
That's right.
I am to look at certain ones and hope they get bigger. But once that deer gets to that maturity
That's right.
and it's time, I'm not out here anymore to look at him.
Right.
I want to put his antlers on the wall and that meat on my table.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about. And so putting it in
it.
that right position where that tree isn't in that position, but now
Yep.
with this
Yeah.
tool, we can put that deer there and make it happen for us.
Yeah.
So let's move up there and so we've got the T-post set. As I said, we just set this, and with that, we're going to let Cade take it away and show you how to mount this and what he's looking for in branches.
Yeah, guys, so we explained it a little bit earlier. We've got a T-post mount on this. Standard T-post, probably sitting around everybody's farm, or easy to get one. Literally, you can pound it in anywhere. Real easy though, just slide it right on top. We've got a set screw that helps crimp that down so it's not going anywhere. So as you guys have those big bucks that come up and thrash against this, it's not going anywhere. It's mounted, and we should be good to go. Next, we're just gonna go find a branch and slide it in and get it set to create a mock scrape.
What branches are you looking for, to do this? Are you looking for a softwood, a hardwood, cedars? What is the best type that you're going to be looking for and cut to put in here?
That's a great question, Art. We've had a lot of users actually reach out when they first buy the product and use it. It's pure preference on the user. What I personally like to use is I like to look for like a bur oak. An oak, it's a hardy wood, but a bur oak, it tends to be rubbery as well. So as you get a deer thrashing against and bending that, it just doesn't snap right away, and it stays longer. Brandon likes to use cedar. Where he hunts, he's got a lot of cedar trees, so he likes to cut a big cedar tree. But the key is to find a branch, that maybe wise off and it stretches out. If that's a 4 to 5 foot branch, you're going to overhang. But the beauty, like Brandon said earlier, is you get to adjust that branch height to the level you need. But again, user preference on what type of branch that you're comfortable with, that's in your area where you're hunting.
All right. Well, let's go find one. And
All right,
get
let's
her done.
do it. This went over, we clipped off, just this is an oak limb, wise off, so we're gonna get a nice big area. I didn't mention before, but what I like about oak is the leaves tend to stay on the plant a lot longer than other trees, especially after they're clipped. But all we have to do is we slide it in and then crimp down the branch so it's nice and secure. And then the key, like we mentioned before, is we like 4 feet off the ground. So with this, we have the ability to adjust the height down to exactly where we want it, so it's right there in the eyes of the bucks, and then they come up and take it over from there.
4 feet, so that's what, eye level for you?
No. Oh, is this? I'm not that short, guys. Come on.
Way short.
I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah.
5'11", but chest high is what I like to say. 4 feet off the ground, 4.5 feet, but it's right there. And then the next step after that is we'll remove the grass. In this case, we've got a really nice clover plot. We'll remove that and create a really nice mock scrape right here underneath it.
So, and that's what we're going to show next. We're going to go to the next steps. Now that we have this in, I'm going to grab a rake. We're going to get this cleared out of here and show you how to continue making this mock scrape here to get deer to come to this early in the year so we can hunt them this fall. Now I have to take a rake, and some of this we'll do by hand too, and these guys, so we can get this done. And we want to clear this, 3 foot area approximately, and get this as bare as we can. What we don't get when they come in and they start scraping, they'll actually clear the rest of it out of here. So we'll start.
While he's doing that, I will say, I mean, at minimum, you want to have it 2 foot in diameter is a good baseline to judge. So if you're questioning, is mine too big, too small, we always say at least make it a 2 foot in diameter, which is, Art's well on his way right now actually making that.
Big chunks of grass, try to get those out, get rid of them. So once you have an area that's pretty bare like this, now what you want to do Some areas you can just leave. What I like to do when it's this early in the year, I like to take a synthetic, because the synthetic will last through rain, heat, doesn't matter. You get about 30 days out of the synthetic. To do this, you take this out, the package, which is really in there right now.
Get that knife.
I got it.
Okay.
You take it, and you sprinkle it all over that scrape. About half of that. Then I'll take that rake again and just lightly rough it back into the soil. Because of the synthetic and time release, the time release, it'll release it over that next 30 days, so it continually has scent coming to it. Obviously, once the deer show up, they're going to take over and you'll get their scent on here. I also like, because at this time of year, a lot of these deer are using the scent glands on their foreheads, but they aren't really rubbing their antlers yet because they're velvet. They're still growing. So I'll take another synthetic product right here, maybe. We got her. Take this. As you can see, the synthetic in it. Kind of shake that up. And just to get it started, you can see you just paste it on here. And that pretty much takes care of starting this mock scrape, get it started. As you've noticed, you know, we cut the end there, but I don't have any scent myself. I haven't grabbed any of this. I haven't touched any of that with my hands. If you're gonna be grabbing the ends that are over this, or if you're gonna be down here like the grass that I pulled, I threw it completely out of here. If you're gonna touch any of this, try to get yourselves some gloves, latex gloves, vinyl gloves, and wear those to get this started. Today it is so hot out that I'm opting not to wear them and just being very careful in what I touch. But to start it properly, this is the way to do it. Find your spot, find where you want that deer to give you that opportunity, whether it's the T-post, whether it's a tree, it's a cedar post, what it is. Set it, take your scrape stick, get it in place, adjust this height. Once you have your height, then you come in, because then you'll know how wide everything needs to be. The last step to this is monitoring it. How am I going to monitor this to make sure that it's truly working? So what I have, because again, there's nothing close for trees, I have myself a stick and pick with my Moultrie trail cams that I'm going to set over here. This camera does not have video mode on it, the particular one I'm using. So when I set it up, I want to put it on a 3-shot burst, triggered burst. That way it will give me different angles of this animal, and I'll actually be able to tell how big it is instead of one picture. If it has the option for video, make sure you run it on video. You'd be amazed in what you see and what you get by running that on here and how that deer. I actually have my new Moultries ordered, and when they get here, they will be replacing the ones that I'm putting up here just to start this for monitoring, because they will have video on those. And I will get those on here then, monitor this, and hope that that big boy comes through here, makes this his home. Somebody climbs into the 360 back here and puts a hurt on him. My wife's standing behind the camera right now smiling, going, me. Well, she killed a good one last year in Kansas, so I broke my back in October. I think it's me turn, not her turn, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to get this camera set up now, show you how to set that up, wipe it down the way I like to do that to monitor this, because as little scent as possible, and then we're going to move on to the next one. I want to take field wipes. I carry these things and use them on everything. Guys, don't spray your cameras, all right? A lot of guys want to spray them to get rid of it, bring their scent spray. They'll get that all over that lens or all over the sensor. That's not good to have. So with that, I'm going to take this. Now that I want it, hold this. Anything that I touched, everything around this, I'm going to wipe this camera down. I'm going to turn it on. Shut it down. Take this stick and pick, because I actually touched that too. Rub it down. And get out of here. Now we can start monitoring this, see which bucks are here, which bucks are visiting, which does are visiting. Because it's not only about bucks. If you can get those does to be here, where those does are, those bucks will be come rut. So don't get disappointed if you're just getting a lot of does here, but they're going to mark their territory too. So make sure you monitor it, keep track of what's going on, and your success will be a lot better this fall.